So when we talk about serving underserved communities or attending them, it's inevitable to talk about what we call Nano store. A Nano store is a small family-owned retailer, and we call them Nano because it's less than micro business, right? Because you have usually between 1 or actually 0 to 5 employees. When you have 0, it means that it's only the owner, right? And given that it's a family-owned retailer, so they usually run out of cash. They don't have enough room to actually offer all the products that they would love to offer to the community. They serve between 100 and 200 households in the neighborhood. And well, they face many different challenges, like the probability to survive in their case is really small, right? So they really need to make business well. And talking about them is important because in underserved communities, you do not necessarily have access to a supermarket or to a grocery store, right? So all of these chain retailers are not necessarily available there. So you depend on these family-owned retailers to make your purchases, to make your groceries, and actually to survive. And connecting this to food, when these small retailers do not have access to food, especially nutritious food, then there is a problem, right? Because then the people that they are serving are not gonna be able to get enough nutrition for them. Therefore, this might be impacting as well the education that they are gonna be absorbing, their productivity, and therefore, in general terms, the whole economic performance of a country. And in general terms, these Nano stores account for around 50% of the market share when we compare them to other retailers. And especially, there are a myriad of them. There is a myriad of them. We compute or calculated that around the world, there exists around 50 million Nano stores according to the book that we published that discusses different case studies around the world of how we need to serve these Nano stores in order to make them thrive, to make them survive, and to provide a better impact, not only for underserved communities, but for the whole economic ecosystem in different countries. That is not only in Latin America, it's also like in developing countries, you know, like in what we call emerging market economies. Because just to put you a counterexample different from Latin America and the Caribbean, just in India, there exists 14 million Nano stores, right? This is what they call kiranas, etc. And there is a myriad of them. The same would happen, for instance, in Africa. So as you can observe, there is plenty of them. Even here in the United States, if you go to Manhattan, what they are called bodegas, or you go to Brookline, or even here in Massachusetts, you will find plenty of those family-owned retailers that most of the time they provide ethnic-related goods, you know, that otherwise you won't be able to find in any supermarket.